All right, here we go, guys. I'm about to share with you one of the coolest RV must-haves. This isn't even an accessory, this is a must-have. This is a TireMinder A1AS tire pressure monitoring system. Let's get this thing installed so I can show you how awesome it is. When we first open it up, we're gonna see this giant monitor right here. This is a 5.5-inch color monitor that can sync up to 22 tires on there. So that's super crazy. We'll get to this in just a sec. These are the transmitters that transmit the stuff from the tires, the information from the tires, the temperature and the tire pressure, and let you know if you're running good or if you need to pull over because you got some trouble. Now, these little transmitters take batteries, and we'll put those in just a sec, but one thing that's so awesome about TireMinder, and they really care about their customers and go the extra mile, is this warranty card right here. And what you want to do is you want to register with a warranty card and send it in, because that's going to activate the battery program. And what the battery program is, let me pull one out here real quick and see if I got one to show you guys. Cool little green pouch right here. Yes, here's a bunch of batteries right here. So each one of these transmitters takes a battery, and about every year and a half, these batteries wear out. Well, with the battery program, you just pay for shipping, and every year they send you brand new batteries for free for all your transmitters right here. How crazy is that? Just pay for the shipping. It's not very much, and every year you get some new batteries. All right, so let's get into what other cool little items that we have in this box here. I love this little carrying case. You put all your charging cables and your extra batteries in here. Some nuts and bolts and O-rings. Instruction manual is huge and funny. They got a lot of good humor here at TireMinder, and they put a lot of humor in this manual, so make sure you check that out. Or you can watch a video online to install, which is what I did, and makes it a little bit easier. I'm a visual person, so I like video. The other thing they have here is this little transmitter signal booster, and what this does is it sends a signal from your transmitters to your head unit or your receiver, letting you know what the tires are doing. So you have to mount this, connect it to a battery, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Oh man, you gotta have a TireMinder sticker. Everybody needs one of these on their vehicle. Love this too. You can charge your device either USB with a cigarette plug lighter, 12 volt, or you could plug it in the wall and get a quick 120 volt charge on that. This is a magnetic mount, so we're gonna mount this on the dash so that we all have great visibility on what our monitor is telling us on our tires. All right, one of the first things we do when we get our tire pressure monitoring system is we have to put batteries in the little transmitters here. And they send you all the batteries you need. Just pull off the cap and open up your batteries, slide it in flat side up, make sure it's in there nice and secure, and close up your little cap on there. Now, there is some O-rings on here, and we want to make sure that the O-rings are seated good, because that's going to keep all the debris, dirt, and water from getting in here, because these are going to be outside in the grimiest part of the RV, which is the tires. All right, now that we have all the batteries in the transmitters, we're going to do one of my favorite parts, and that's peeling off the plastic. It's so satisfying. I don't know why that's one of the best parts. All right, now that we got all of our batteries in our transmitters, we're going to hook up our transmitters to each one of our tires, and then we're going to sync them to the receiver or the head unit so that we can see how much pressure and what the temperature is of our tires. So let's hook them up. All right, the first thing everybody wants to do is run out and put these transmitters on your valve stems, but there's a step that you should do before you put the transmitters on, and that is put these little nuts right here on the valve stem first. And these things are anti-theft little nuts. So what you do is you screw these on the valve stem, just like this, and then once you get your transmitter on there, you back these back out and you get pressure against the transmitter so that if anybody tries to unscrew them, they will not unscrew. So that's what we're gonna do right now. The next thing we're gonna do is turn on our head unit here, or our receiver. So we hit the power on, and what we're gonna be doing here is syncing each transmitter to the head unit. So when you first turn it on, it's not gonna have any readings at all for you to go to. To go into learn mode, you wanna hit the up and down arrows at the same time and hold them until you see the word learn. And then you'll see the tire that it wants you to hook up the transmitter to. So we're gonna grab a transmitter right now, and we're gonna start programming the head unit to know which tire has what pressure. So we're gonna take one of our little transmitters right here, and we're gonna screw it on the valve stem. And you're gonna hear a little psst as it syncs up there. Once you see that you have a tire pressure readout here on your display, you hit the up arrow, and you head around to all your other tires, and you do the one that's blinking in order that it says. Now remember the little bag of nuts that we had in the beginning? We put one on the valve stem here, so you want to take your little wrench, and we're going to slowly back out that nut and put a little pressure on the back of the transmitter so that nobody can come along and steal these from you. So there we go, I backed it on there, and this thing is snug as a bug in a rug, and nobody's gonna be able to steal that thing. Here we are on the back tire. Back tire gets a little bit more complicated because there's two tires, but it's kind of the same concept. The first thing we're gonna do is put on our little anti-theft nuts right here so nobody steals our transmitters. Let's make sure we got a signal. Yep, we got a signal on the receiver here. We're gonna hit the up arrow to go to the one right next to it. You know, in the beginning, a lot of times you get overwhelmed by the, you think it's a complex system to do this, but once you get in there and start doing it, it's really, really simple. They make these things really easy to use and very user-friendly. So if you guys remember, we have 10 transmitters that came with this setup that we got. Now we put 6 on the RV, and this is where the other 4 come in. That would be your tow vehicle, or if you had a tow dolly, you would put 2 on the tow dolly wheels, and you would put 2 on the back, so you can always monitor your wheels the whole time during the journey. And the setup is pretty much the same as it is with the RV. You just put these wonderful little amazing transmitters on your vehicle right here. Repeat the process 4 more times. Hit your up arrow on your receiver here. Make sure you got it synced, and away we go. Let's do another one. It's that easy. All right, now that we're done with the learn mode, we're gonna hold down both the arrows at the same time, and we're gonna get it back into monitoring mode. And once it's in monitoring mode, this is what your system's gonna look like when you're rolling down the road. Another really cool feature is down here at the bottom, the home key. If you hit that, you can toggle back and forth and see what the temperature of your tires is as you're running down the road. All right, and the last feature I want to show you here is called baseline. We're going to hold down the home key for about 5 seconds. And what the baseline does is it tells us what the PSI should be for our cold operating temperature. So if you first run out to your RV and you get ready to start it up to go on an adventure, your tire should at least be at this number right here. I'm going to set mine to about 5 PSI below what I normally run it at. And when we get down to the car here, I like to keep my car at least at 35 PSI, so I'm going to set the baseline at 30. So I know if it drops below that number, we're in some serious trouble and we better start looking at it. All right, looks like we're all set. And to get out of this baseline mode, just hold down the home key for a couple seconds and it'll take you back to your monitoring screen. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do is hook up the signal booster. Now you might be wondering why I'm sitting in my stairwell right here, and this is where my batteries are right here. I have a house battery and 2 house batteries and a regular battery in here to start the engine. Super simple, you got a black and a red. You guys know what that's for. And then the great thing about this signal booster is it is 100% waterproof. So it's meant to be out in the elements. And what they recommend is mounting it underneath the RV. And the reason being is because the transmitters are good for about 60 to 100 feet, but every once in a while they get some interference from cell phones and stuff like this. So this is gonna take the signal coming off your transmitters and it's going to amplify them and send them to your receiver so that you always have a good signal on what's going on. So let's get this thing hooked up. So definitely not the most beautiful thing to look at under here, but I wanted to show you guys how easy it was to put on the zip ties, snip them off, and have your transmitter in place. All right, so the last step in the install is to mount the monitor. I'm gonna put it right over here. What I did is I tried a bunch of different spots. Over here is a little bit too close. Over here, I can't do my shifter down. So TireMinder recommends putting it somewhere where it's not gonna be distracting, because they say you don't need to be staring at this thing all day, every day. Even though there is a lot of useful information on here, you just need to look at it when you need to look at it. So we're gonna throw it right there and give it a shot. But on a side note, I wanna let you guys know, this is my 3rd TireMinder product. The first product I got was the i10. Then I got the compressor, which is absolutely amazing. Highly recommended if you haven't checked it out. And now I have the A1AS, which is Bluetooth and transmits to your phone. I wanna let you guys know, this is a little bit of an older RV. We've had it for 7 years, lived full time in this thing, put 45,000 miles cruising across the United States and back. I've only recently had the tire pressure monitoring system in place for about the past year, and we put about 10,000 miles on it. And I can speak from personal experience that if I would not have had this tire pressure monitoring system, I would have had a catastrophic disaster, because my tires are about 7 years old on this RV. And over this last haul of the summer, coming back to our home base, we had 3 tires with huge splits in them that started to slow leak. And I'll show you some of the footage here so you can see how intense that was. But without this monitoring system, I would not have made it home safely with my whole family in the car, or in the RV. So from the bottom of my heart, I really, truly, sincerely believe in this product 1000%. And if you're an RVer and thinking about getting one of these, or you don't have one, it is not even an option not to have one, because it keeps you safe, keeps your family safe. And the more information you have while you're driving, the better. So if you haven't got a tire pressure monitoring system, get in the family. These people do absolutely amazing work. All the products that I've bought have been top notch, and I can't say enough good things about them.